Myself, Dr. Kushagra Dubey, Associate Professor, Smriti College of Pharmaceutical Education, Indore. Today, the video lecture topic is Hospital Formulary. So, first we have to understand what is the meaning of formulary. Formulary is an official or authorized publication of an approved list of medicine for use in a hospital, a group of hospitals, a society, a state or a region, a country or a number of countries. Now, what about hospital formulary? Hospital formulary is a continually revised compilation of pharmaceutical dosage agent and their forms that reflects the current clinical view of the medical staff. That is known as hospital formulary. It is revised compilation of pharmaceutical dosage agent and their forms, and that reflects the view of the medical staff. The formulary which present in the hospital is known as the hospital formulary. So, hospital formulary is a list of the medicines including which are important: ancillary information related to toxicity, unwanted side effects, beneficial effects on some drugs which are considered most useful and safe in patient care by a hospital. So, the patient can aware about the unwanted side effects and the nurses also aware about the unwanted side effects and all. Now, the hospital formulary system is a method whereby the medical staff of hospital with the help of pharmacy and therapeutic committee select and evaluate medical agents and their dosage form which are considered to be most useful in the patient care. The hospital formulary system provides the information for procuring, prescribing, dispensing and administrating of drugs under non-proprietary names in instances where drugs have both names. So, hospital formulary system is the method where the medical staff hospital with the help of the pharmacy and therapeutic committee PTC select and evaluate medical agents and their dosage form also for the usefulness of the patient care. So, origin. The first scientific hospital formulary in India was published in 1968 by the Pharmacy Department of CMC Vellore. And the first hospital pharmacy for a government teaching hospital in India was published in 1997 at Government Medical College Hospital, Trivandrum. Now, what are the advantages of the hospital formulary? It provides the practitioner with approved and efficacious medicine to treat disease. Hospital formulary reduces the inventory cost of the drug. It regulates the number of medicine by improving the procurement and inventory management. It improves the quality assurance and easier dispensing. It gives stress on medicine information and focus on patients' education efforts. It removes the irritational combination of drug and also improves adverse drug reaction management. So, these are the advantages. Now, disadvantages. The hospital formulary system deprives the physician of the right and prerogative to prescribing and obtain the brand of his choice. The system may sometimes permit the pharmacist to act as a sole judge to which brand of the drug to be purchased and dispensed. The system may allow buying inferior quality of drug, and it may also not reduce the cost of drug dispense to the patient or the third party. What is the need for hospital pharmacy? The increasing number of new drug manufactured and marketed by drug companies, increasing complexity of untoward effect of modern potent drugs, newer sales promotion strategies of pharmaceutical industry, the public interest in getting possible health care at lower possible cost. So these are the need of hospital pharmacy. Because day by day the manufacturing companies are increases. Now guidelines for hospital formulary. What are the guidelines? The governing body of the hospital shall appoint a pharmacy and therapeutic committee composed of physician and pharmacist, which will prepare the hospital formulary system. PTC shall sponsor and outline the purpose, organization, function and scope of hospital formulary system. It should adopt the principle as per the need of particular hospital. PTC develop policies and procedures. Medical staff adopt these subject to administrative approval. The policy and procedure shall afford guidance in the appraisal, selection, procurement, storage, distribution, use, safety procedures and other matter relating to the drug in the hospital, and shall be published in the hospital formulary or other media available to the member of the medical team. So, next, the medical staff shall adopt the policy of including the drug by their non-proprietary names. In the absence of written policy approved by the medical staff, the pharmacist shall dispense the brand prescribed. In the absence of written policies, the policies if not written, approved by the medical staff, the pharmacist shall dispense the brand prescribed. Only in this case the pharmacist shall dispense the brand which is prescribed by the physician. The hospital shall make it certain that the nursing personnel must be informed in writing about the hospital formulary system existing in the hospital for its effective usage. The hospital shall make it certain that the nursing personnel must be informed by the hospital in writing about the system. In the formulation of policy and procedure, the term substitute or substitution should be avoided because these terms can be used for dispensing entirely different drugs. Means the name or the term substitute or substitution should be avoided in the formulation of policies. If there is any change in hospital system or in the content, it must be informed to the medical staff. It is mandatory to inform the medical staff about the changes in the hospital system or in the content, because they are going to administer the drug and also to nursing personnel. The labeling of medicine with non-proprietary name should always be done in a proper manner for non-proprietary. The format is as follows. Name of the drug, the non-proprietary name. Name of manufacturer or distributor. Prescription or order by the proprietary name. Dispensing is done according to the formulary policy. Means the name of the drug should be there, whichever the name, and the manufacturer and distribution name also there. Now formulary content and organization. Primary objectives. Information on drug, obviously. Information on hospital policy and procedure. Special information about the drugs. In accordance with this objective, the formulary should consist of the three main parts. Information on hospital policy and procedure concerning. What are the policy and procedure of the hospital? Drug product listing and the special information about the drug should be there. So these are the primary objectives. Drug information on it. Now hospital policies and procedure. Drug use. What is the use of the drug? Description of PTC. Hospital regulation about prescribing, dispensing and administration of a drug. Rules for medical representatives. Emergency drug products. Pharmacy operating procedure. Information on using formulary. This should be the hospital have the policies and procedure for this hospital formulary. The drug which are in use. Now drug product listing. Formulary item entry should have the alphabetically by generic name. The drug name should be arranged in alphabetically order by generic name, alphabetically order within therapeutic class, and those the type of information should be there like dosage form, strength, packaging of drug, active ingredient present in the drug. It should be for adult or the pediatric dose, route of administration, what is the cost, indexes to the drug product listing, generic name or brand name, therapeutic or pharmacological effect. So the drug product listing, the items, number of things should be there for the drug product listing. If you want to make a list, then it should be alphabetically ordered, arranged, and drug information like doses, form, what is the strength of the drug, active ingredients which are present, and all should be there. And if you talk about the special information, then equivalent doses of similar drugs, hospital approved abbreviation should be there, rules for calculating pediatric doses, how to calculate pediatric dose, list of sugar-free drugs should be there, list of dialyzable poison, metric conversion tables, poison control information, table of drug interaction. So these are the special information, and the most important hospital approved abbreviation should be there, and how to calculate the pediatric dosage, and drug interaction, poison control information, metric tables. So all should be there in the formulary. So in this particular video, we had a brief on the definition, advantages, disadvantages of hospital formulary, what is the need of hospital formulary, and the guidelines of hospital formulary, and content, organization and content information. In the next lecture, we can cover the remaining part.